In the glitzy world of Silicon Valley, where tech giants are born overnight, there's one story that defies everything we think we know about success. It's a story of grit, determination, and intelligence hidden behind a humble uniform. Meet the janitor who didn't just clean offices, he built an empire. His name is not widely known, but his story is one of the greatest unspoken triumphs of our time. Today, we uncover how a janitor, working late nights in a tech startup, used his spare time to learn the secrets of technology and business. It's a journey that teaches us how passion, persistence, and innovation can transform even the most ordinary life into something extraordinary. Our story begins in the heart of Silicon Valley, a place where billionaires are born and fortunes are made. But for Raj, our protagonist, it wasn't the luxurious offices or the tech startups he worked for that mattered. It was the chance to work it all. Raj had spent most of his life in struggle, but his new job as a janitor at a tech company gave him the first glimpse of something more. Every day, Raj would clean offices, bathrooms, and common areas. Yet, he would often pause to observe. Late at night, when most employees had gone home, Raj would sit at his workstation and read technical books he found in discarded piles, soaking in everything from coding languages to business strategies. Raj's curiosity was unmatched. Despite the long hours and physical toll of cleaning, he spent every free moment learning. He had no formal training, no mentor guiding him, just a burning desire to understand the world of technology. It wasn't just about the technology. Raj realized that the very essence of business was about solving problems. The CEOs and engineers around him weren't just solving tech challenges, they were changing the world in ways that Raj hadn't thought possible. And suddenly, he understood that success wasn't a product of resources but of ideas and persistence. One fateful evening, while cleaning the conference room, Raj came across a discarded paper, a research proposal for a revolutionary product idea. Most would have thrown it out with the trash, but Raj, driven by curiosity, read through it. It sparked something inside him. He saw the gaps in the proposal and immediately began thinking of ways to improve it. Using the company's discarded notes, Raj started self-educating himself about product design, user experience, and business innovation. Over the next few months, Raj began working on small projects during his off hours. He would take the concepts he learned and apply them to building simple prototypes of apps. He didn't have the best tools or resources, but he had determination. Raj knew that this was a risk. If someone found out, he could lose his job, but he couldn't shake the feeling that he was onto something big. He started testing his ideas with coworkers, getting feedback, and refining them. And slowly, he began to notice something astonishing. His small ideas were catching on. Months of learning and experimenting finally paid off. Raj developed a small app, a simple tool that allowed employees to track their daily tasks and organize their schedules more effectively. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it worked. One evening, Raj gathered his courage and pitched the app to the CTO of the company. Surprisingly, the CTO took interest. Though the app wasn't perfect, the potential was evident. Raj's work had been noticed. Raj wasn't just the janitor anymore. Slowly, he began to attend meetings, offering insights when he could. His humble beginnings, paired with his relentless curiosity, made him a valuable resource within the company. The CTO, impressed by Raj's initiative, offered to mentor him. Raj quickly immersed himself in this opportunity, learning everything from business strategy to software development. What once seemed like an impossible dream was becoming a reality. As Raj's skills grew, so did his ambitions. He began thinking about how he could use his knowledge to solve bigger problems. Raj observed a gap in the market, a niche that hadn't been filled by any of the tech giants. He knew this could be the next big thing. Armed with his newfound skills, Raj decided to develop his own startup idea, creating a platform that would revolutionize the way people work remotely. He wasn't just dreaming anymore. He was taking action. Raj knew that this was the moment he had been waiting for, the moment he would change his life forever. While others were networking or partying on weekends, Raj stayed late, often the last one to leave. In a small corner of the tech company, with just his worn-out laptop, he built silently. He never broadcasted his efforts. He believed in letting results speak. Every line of code he wrote, every concept he learned, was another brick in his future. Raj didn't need applause. He needed time and focus. He wasn't building for fame. He was building to prove to himself that he could do it. And in doing so, he tapped into something most people ignore: the power of silent discipline. No distractions, no shortcuts, just raw, undivided work. After months of relentless work, Raj's prototype for a remote work platform was ready. It wasn't polished, but it functioned. It allowed teams to collaborate, manage tasks, and communicate seamlessly. He pitched it to a startup incubator anonymously, using a fake business name. Within days, he received an invitation for a demo. The moment had come. No one knew the man behind it was a janitor. He walked into that room not as a cleaner, but as a creator. When he showed the platform, the judges were stunned. This wasn't just another idea, this was ahead of its time. Raj had just disrupted the disruptors. Raj didn't return to his old job after that pitch. He was offered funding, real funding, to turn his platform into a company. In just 6 months, he transitioned from cleaning keyboards to designing them. His story slowly leaked into the press. Tech blogs titled it, "From Janitor to CEO." But Raj never let the noise get to him. He was still the same guy, curious, focused, and humble. Instead of mocking the past, he honored it. He hired others like him. People overlooked due to their jobs, backgrounds, or accents. His office was filled not with suits, but with dreamers. Raj's story didn't just change his life, it sparked a wave. People from across the world reached out, inspired by a man who turned odds into opportunities. Students, workers, cleaners, guards, people who were never seen as potential now saw themselves in him. Raj didn't just build an app, he built belief. A belief that no matter where you start, it's the climb that defines you. In the corridors of Silicon Valley, he was no longer just a janitor. He had become a symbol for resilience, for hustle, for hope. Silicon Valley was built on big resumes and bold personalities, but Raj's story rewrote that narrative. He wasn't from Stanford. He didn't wear expensive sneakers or pitch decks filled with jargon. He came with experience no one else had. The experience of surviving in silence. Raj taught the world a brutal truth. Genius doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes, genius walks past you unnoticed, holding a mop. It listens. It observes. It learns in shadows. The tech elite had spent years optimizing performance, automating tasks, and minimizing effort. But Raj did something else. He maximized heart. His platform wasn't just a product. It was empathy, built into code. Simplicity over show-off. Function over flash. When investors asked him how he learned so much, his reply was simple. While you were talking about solving problems, I was watching them happen. Raj didn't just disrupt an industry. He reminded us that brilliance is not born from comfort. It is often forged in quiet struggle, in Ev. Success didn't change Raj. It just gave him a louder voice. He could have moved to a penthouse, bought luxury cars, and flashed his victory. But instead, Raj stayed grounded, choosing to live in the same modest apartment. He wasn't running from his past. He was honoring it. He refused to be defined by any label. Janitor, CEO, underdog, or genius. Instead, he defined himself. A builder, a dreamer, a doer. He started a movement inside the tech world, a shift in hiring, in mentorship, in culture. Other companies began seeking Raj-style thinkers. People with hustle over hype, effort over entitlement. He also created a foundation to teach coding to workers from blue-collar backgrounds. No one should feel unworthy of learning, he said. Talent is everywhere. Opportunity is not. Raj's life wasn't a movie. It was proof. Proof that you don't need approval to start, applause to finish, or a title to dream. Years later, Raj's story became more than just a tech fairy tale. It became a case study in universities, a viral video for dreamers, and a bedtime story told by fathers to their children. But for Raj, legacy wasn't about fame. It was about the light he left behind. A light that burned not in buildings or headlines, but in the minds he awakened. He once said in a rare interview, "I hope people don't remember what I built. I hope they remember that I built when no one believed I could." That one line stayed with millions. It taught them that silence doesn't mean weakness, that cleaning floors doesn't mean you're below anyone, and that sometimes the strongest code is written not in programming languages, but in perseverance. Raj lit a fire and walked away without asking for credit, because he knew, when you live for purpose, the world remembers, even if you leave quietly. This wasn't just the story of Raj. This was the story of every silent struggler, every late-night learner, every overlooked genius working in the shadows. This was your story. If you've ever felt behind, invisible, or underestimated, remember this. You don't need to be invited to start. You don't need permission to dream. And you never need a title to prove your worth. Because if a janitor can build a tech revolution, then maybe, just maybe, the world's next big idea is waiting inside you. Start, build, believe. Let your silence become your strategy. Let your discipline be your loudest voice. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of your own journey, don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this one. Your support fuels the voice of the unheard. And remember, legends are made in silence.